Pontius Pilate knew that the chief priests had handed Jesus over because of envy. Get your coffee. Envy. Several years ago, I read an article that made the case that envy is actually a good thing because it can work as a powerful motivator in us. It most certainly could be true that envy might compel us to pursue new endeavors so that we might achieve or attain the things that we see in the life of another person. But is envy really a virtue, or is it rather a significant vice? The article that I read argued for the virtuousness of envy, and it even stated that envy is a negative emotion which has been condemned by all cultures throughout history, but might actually be a good thing. It's hard to imagine that envy is a virtue when it is condemned by virtually all cultures throughout history. Aristotle defined envy as pain at the sight of another's good fortune, stirred by those who have what we ought to have. Envy is pretty much always the result of comparison, and it is different than jealousy. In fact, the author of the article did make a distinction between jealousy and envy, writing that the feeling of jealousy is the anxiety we feel when someone tries to take something we have earned, or we already own, or feel that we have a right to. Envy is about coveting that which we do not have. Famed philosopher Bertrand Russell said that envy is one of the most potent causes for unhappiness, which is one of the reasons that I would suggest that so many people are unhappy in our Facebook, Instagram, Snap, TikTok culture. Each of us struggle with envy because each of us see what others have and are, as a result, reminded of what we might lack. One person once said of envy that it is the art of counting the other fellow's blessings instead of counting our own. And I'll be honest, I struggle with that, and I'm fairly certain that you do as well. The religious leaders of Jesus' day, they sought to kill him, and ultimately they succeeded in doing so because of envy. The author of the article that I cited about the potential upside of envy concluded the piece by writing this: "The best cure for envy is prosperity. And the best thing about envy is that it sometimes motivates innovation. So the next time you get irritated by the unfairness of someone having more than you, channel that energy into changing the situation yourself." The more I think about envy, the more I realize that envy is the psychological or emotional equivalent of fentanyl. It may have some beneficial applications under the most careful administration in a clinical setting, but it sure is killing a lot of people. Something to think about. We'll see you next time.